Hello students, I am Anup sir and today I will be starting with you all the equivalence relation. So today we will learn how to prove a relation to be equivalence relation. So for that, let's see the definition given to us. Now here, as you can see in the definition, it is given a relation R on a non-empty set A is called an equivalence relation if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. If a relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, then we say that the relation is equivalence. Now, reflexive, symmetric and transitive, this we have already done in the previous class. Now, what reflexive is? Reflexive says that for all A belonging to set A comma A must belong to the relation. Now, let me explain you once again what does this mean. For that, let us consider an example. We have set A with the elements 1, 2, 3. Now, R will be a relation, this relation R. Now, this relation R will be called reflexive if A comma A will belong to R. Now, what does A comma A mean? That means for all the elements appearing in the set A, there should be an ordered pair like this. Let's see. Now there are three elements appearing in set A. Then for all the elements appearing in A, that means for 1, for 2 as well as for 3, these ordered pair must be in the relation. That is 1 comma 1. So then this relation will be known as reflexive. If any one of the ordered pair is missing from this relation, then it won't be reflexive. For example, now this relation is not reflexive. It is not reflexive. Why? Because one of the ordered pair for 3, that is 3 comma 3, is not in the relation. So remember, all the elements appearing in the set, they must have an ordered pair which relate those elements to themselves in the relation. Okay, that means, now remember this word for all. This must be satisfied for all. Now let us consider the case in this one. Set A having the elements 1, 2, 3. Now as the definition says for any two elements, that means it is not necessary that this relation to be satisfied by all the elements. That means this relation is not necessary to be satisfied by all the elements. For example, we have a relation 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1. So we will call this relation as a symmetric relation, because according to the definition, for any two elements, not for all the elements, it is for any two elements. It may be for all the elements, but if you find any two elements satisfying this condition, that means, as you did know earlier, that for every set appearing in it must have the image set of it, that is the mirror image. Any set appearing in the relation should have the mirror image set with it. then only that relation is called symmetric. It is not necessary that all the ordered pairs should be present in the relation, which can be obtained from here. Now from here we can obtain 1 comma 3. But if 1 comma 3 is there, then 3 comma 1 must be there. So it is not necessary for all the elements. Remember this. Next we have transitive. In this also, for any 3 elements, it is not necessary for all the elements, just any 3 elements. And any 3 elements, if they satisfy this relation, then we say that the relation is transitive. So again, transitive relation can be for any 3 elements. Now see, we have taken an example in which in set A there are 4 elements. But if we get the relation for any 3 elements, we can say the relation is, now let us consider an ordered pair here. And now let's see whether this relation is transitive or not. In the previous class I told you, if and then, 2 things, they must occur together, then only the relation is transitive. So now you see, if you consider these two relations, so these two together they are making if. This one is your if. 1 comma 2 belongs to relation, then 2 comma 3 belongs to relation, then. This is your then. 1 comma 3 must be present there. Now if you see for this one, 4 comma 3. Now 4 comma 3 is not making any if relation with the given sets. As you can see, 4 comma 3, it is not making any if relation. If an extra is present, doesn't matter. See, 4 comma 3 is not making any if relation. Can you find any if relation for 4 comma 3 in the relation? So 4 comma 3 is not having any if relation, so we will say that the given relation is transitive. Remember, in symmetric and in transitive, we can take for any 2 elements or you can take for any 3 elements. But in reflexive, you have to take the relation for all the elements. This is the difference. Is this clear to you? In reflexive, you have to take ordered pair for all the elements. Whereas in symmetric and transitive, in symmetric you have to consider any 2 elements satisfying the given relation, or transitive you take any 3. It is not compulsory for all the elements. Here, every ordered pair should have a mirror image, and in this case we say if and then both should be present. Here we say mirror image is must. For each ordered pair obtained in R. It's not compulsory that all the ordered pair are to be present here with their mirror image. any of the ordered pair which is present should have a mirror image, that's all. Not for all the ordered pairs that are obtainable. As you can see, an ordered pair 1 comma 3 is obtainable, but it is not here in the relation, so we need not to look for it. So this was in the last chapter, last class we did reflexive, symmetric and transitive. One thing more you should note down is this, that when we are proving a relation to be reflexive, symmetric and transitive, you have to prove it by definition. If you are proving for proving a relation to be reflexive, symmetric or transitive, you will prove it by definition. You will prove the definition there. But for showing a relation not to be reflexive, symmetric or transitive, you will give an example. Is this point clear to you? So you can note it, pause and note it down. Now see, we have to start with equivalence class. The definition of the equivalence class says, let R be an equivalence relation on set A. That means, first of all, we must keep this in mind, that R be an equivalence relation on the set A. And now they say, if A belongs to set A, then the set of all the elements X belonging to A such that X is related with A is called the equivalence class of A, and it is denoted by A within the square bracket. Now here, equivalence of any element A is denoted like this, and its meaning is this. Now this I will explain you with the help of an example that I have written over there. I have taken a set A with the elements 1, 2 and 3, and R is a relation on the set A which is given to you in the roster form. Now here this is the set A with the elements, and R is the relation which is given to us in the roster form. Now first of all, as the definition says, that R be an equivalence relation. Now first of all, we have to prove that R is an equivalence relation here. That means we have to prove that R is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Now as you can see here, each element of the set A is having the relation A comma A belonging to R, because we know that for symmetric, for reflexive, A comma A belongs to R. So here you can see that the three elements of A, 1 comma 1 is present, 2 comma 2 is present, 3 comma 3 is present, that means this relation is reflexive. Okay, so we can say this relation is reflexive. Now the second, you have to show that this is symmetric. Okay, for symmetric, if A comma B belongs to R, B comma A should also belong to R. Now you can see, now what does this mean? This means every ordered pair present in the relation should have the mirror image of it. Every ordered pair present in the relation should have or mirror image. Okay, you can see now 1 comma 1 is the image of itself, 2 comma 2 is the image of itself, 3 comma 3 is the image of itself, and 1 comma 2 having the image 2 comma 1. So that means all the ordered pair present in the relation, they are having the mirror image. So we can say that the given relation is symmetric. And now we have to look for transitive. Let us consider any three elements such that now what does mean? This means in the relation if is present then should be present. In the relation, existence of if along with the then the relation is transitive. Now you let us see this one. 1 comma 2, that is A comma B, then 2 comma 1, that is B comma C, and for that now we need A comma C. Here you can see if 1 comma 2, this is your 1 comma 2 belongs to R, then 2 comma 1, that is B comma C belongs to R, then A comma C, 1 comma 1 should belong to R, it is present there. So you can see if and then both are present in this relation. You can take for any of them, you will find that if along with then is present. So you will say that the relation is transitive. Now you can see for this one also, for these two. 1 comma 1, then 1 comma 2, then 1 comma 2 should be present, it is there. So in this way, you can see the relation given to us is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So R should be an equivalence relation. It was not given that it is an equivalence relation, but we can see that it is an equivalence relation. Because equivalent class can be found only in equivalence relation. So here the relation is equivalence. So obtaining these three, we can say R is equivalence relation. Well, this was not asked here, but I've shown you how that you can show that R is equivalence relation. Now what we have to find over here is we have to find the equivalence class for 1, for 2 and then for 3. Now first of all we are going to find equivalent class for 1. So let's see how we will write the equivalence class for 1. So you can write it this way. So you will be writing the equivalence class like this. And what will be the meaning of this? X belongs to A such that X comma 1 belongs to R. See, this will be the meaning. Just check it. Equivalence of A. So equivalence of A will mean that means from this relation you have to pick out all the ordered pairs in which second element is 1. We will just find out all the ordered pair in which second element is 1. See here. This you can say is the equivalence for the, see, this is x comma 1, x comma 1. So you will pick out all the ordered pairs from this relation which will be having the second element as 1. You are finding the equivalence class for 1. So that means second element will be 1 here. So x comma 1, x comma 1. Now these are your x. This is your x, this is your x. Now you will write a set for it, and that will be known as equivalence class of. So it's 1 and 2. So this is the equivalent, how we find the equivalence class for a given number. Okay, now let us see, we have to find equivalence class for 2. It will be represented like this. So x comma 2 will belong to R. Now here this means we have to consider all the ordered pair in the relation in which second element will be 2. You are finding the equivalent class for 2. So that means the second element in the ordered pair will be 2. So here you can see second element 2 in this ordered pair, second element 2 in this ordered pair. So in these ordered pair, the second element is 2 and the first element is x. So here we have the x. So here, to write it in the form of set, x is 2 and x is 1. So that means here we see that the equivalence class for for 1 and for 2 are the same. In the same way, we are going to write equivalence class for 3. Now here you have to pick out all the ordered pairs in which second element will be 3. Second element is 3. So we have only one ordered pair here. So here you have this as x and this as 3. So you have to only write the set of x here. So this is equivalence class for 3. Hope this is clear to you all, how to write the equivalence class if relation is written in the roster form. So here the relation was written in the roster form and you were asked to write the equivalence class for 1, 2 and 3. So see, equivalence class for 1 will be represented x comma 1. Equivalence class for 1 will be represented as x comma 1. That means you need all the ordered pair from this relation in which second element will be 1. So 1 and 1. Second element is 1. Then you will write the set of the first element. So 1 and 2. That will give you the equivalence class. You need equivalence class for 2. That is x comma 2. So you will write down all, you will find all the ordered pair in the relation as having the second element 2. So this and this. They are having the second element 2. So then you will write the set of the first element. So 2 and 1. Equivalence class for 3. That means you will look out for this x comma 3. So this is second element should be 3. So there is only one ordered pair with the second element 3. So this will be read as x comma 3. So you have to write the set of the first element. So this is how you write the equivalence class when the relation is given to you in roster form. Let's take one more example. Now see, in this example they have given us set A. Now let us list out the elements of set A. You can see that the elements of set A will be listed out from 0 to 12. X belongs to Z, that is integer, and the relation given is A minus B is divisible by 4. So first of all, let us list out the elements of set A. Now here I will be explaining you just to find the equivalence class. Remember that first you need to prove the relation to be equivalence and then we find the equivalence class. But here I am just taking an example where I am going to explain you how to calculate the equivalence class when relation is given in set builder form. In the previous question, relation was given as in the roster form, and here the relation given to us is in the set builder form. So let's see what's the relation given. A R B. A minus B is equal to, it is divisible by 4, so we can write it like this. This is the relation given to us. Okay. Now here in the question, the first part, we have to find equivalence class of 1. Now how do we represent the equivalence class? It is written like this. Equivalence class like this. And what is the meaning of this? This means set of all the elements belonging to A where x comma 1 will belong to relation like this. This is the meaning. When you have to find the equivalence class of 1, you are going to write it this way. Okay, now let this ordered pair, now for the ordered pair A comma B, this is the relation. So for this ordered pair, what will be the relation? Substitute x with A and 1 with B here. So you can write it like this. X related to 1 will be written as x minus 1 is equal to 4k. Now on the right side we need to, now this is divisible by 4. So can we write it like this? Now see, 0 is divisible by 4. Then you all write just the multiples of 4, the numbers which are divisible by 4. Like this. Now solve it for x 1 by 1. Now if you are solving for 0, you are going to write it like this. X minus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 1. Solve it for the next one. Solve for the next. Now after this, if you solve it, x minus 1 is equal to 12, you will get x is equal to 13, and you can see 13 does not lie in this set. So that means no need to solve for it. Now these are the values of x which will be belonging to this ordered pair. So you have to write it as a set. So equivalence class of 1, what it will be? One, 5, 9. This is how we write the equivalence class, or how we find the equivalence class. Now let us try it for 2. In the same way, now we are finding the equivalence class for 2. So we will say x comma 2 will belong to the relation. Yeah, like this. X comma 2 will belong to the relation. So x related to 2. Now when x is related to, when a is related to b, this is the relation. Now when x is related to 2, so what will be the relation? X minus 2 is equal to 4k. Can you write it like this? X minus 2 is equal to 4k. Now here we will write the multiples of 4 this side. So that can be 0, 4, 8, 12, 16 and so on. Now we will solve one by one for x. First one, now if you solve after this, you will be getting value for x which does not lie here. Now see this one. But you see this value does not lie in this set A. So we are not going to take this value. This won't be considered. So what will be the equivalence class for 2 values of x satisfying it 2? This is how we will be finding the equivalence class for the numbers when the relation given to us is in set builder form. So you can pause and note it down. And now we will be trying the questions to prove the relation to be equivalence relation and then to find certain things. So note it down. Now see, in this question they have asked us to show that the relation R on the set of integers defined by a minus b divisible by 3, and when a and b belongs to the set of integers is an equivalence relation. Now we have to prove this relation to be equivalence. Now to prove a relation to be equivalence, we need to prove that it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. And I told you in the starting of this class that whenever the relation is to be proved, reflexive, symmetric and transitive, proving is to be done by the definition. Proving is to be done by the definition. And if we have to show that the relation is not reflexive, symmetric or transitive, that is to be done by taking a example. But here we have to do the proving by definition because we have to show that the relation is equivalence, and for that we have to show it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So we will starting, let us consider three elements A, B and C belonging to I. So let we have considered three elements from the set of integers because the relation was on the set of integers. Now for reflexive, first of all, we will write the definition. This is the definition of a reflexive, that is A comma A should belong to the relation. Now let us prove it. We have considered A comma A is belonging to the relation. So the relation is A minus B is divisible by 3 for A comma B. So what will be the relation for A comma A? A minus A. Now see, for A comma B it is A minus B. So for A comma A it will be like this, A minus A. It is divisible by 3, so we can write it like this, 3k. And what will be the k? K will be some integer value. K will be some integer value. Okay. Now this left side becomes. Now let us see whether this statement remains true or not. 0. And in this statement you can see 0 can be divided by 3. So the statement remains true. So what can we say? That statement is true. So on considering A comma A belonging to the relation, this relation remains true. So that means that A comma A belongs to R. Thus we can say A comma A belongs to R. And this means that the relation is reflexive. So we have shown that the relation is reflexive. Now coming to the second point. Now we have to show that the relation is symmetric. So for symmetric, let's write the definition. So for symmetric, this is the definition that if A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A must belong to R. Now we will prove that this is the definition, and now we will prove the definition. So to prove the definition, we will consider that let now if we are considering A comma B belonging to the relation, so this relation will be A minus B is equal to 3k. You can written like this. Okay, now if you take minus sign common, so this will become B minus A is equal to 3k, or it can be written like this, b minus a is equal to minus 3k, where k is any integer. So that means b minus a is also divisible by 3. See, we started with a comma b belongs to the relation. So a minus b was divisible by 3, it was given, and we got that b minus a is also divisible by 3. Now see, if this is b minus a, so this ordered pair should be b comma a. For a comma b, it is a minus b. So therefore, for b minus a, ordered pair will be b comma a. So if you are getting b minus a is divisible by 3, so that means that this means b comma a will also belong to the relation. R comma a is belonging to the relation, so b comma a will also belong to the relation. So what does this implies? So we are getting R is symmetric. See here, this was the definition that a comma b belongs to R, so b comma a should also belong to R. We considered a comma b belonging to R, so this will be the relation. Rearranging it, we are getting b minus a is also divisible by 3. Now if b minus a is divisible by 3, so we can say that b comma a belongs to R. Is this clear? See, for a comma b, you are saying that a minus b is divisible by 3. So if you get b minus a, so you can say b comma a belongs to the relation. So we have got that the relation is symmetric. Now we need to prove that the relation is transitive. So let us write the definition for transitive. Now this is the definition for transitive. If a comma b belongs to R, b comma c belongs to R, it implies that a comma c must belong to R. Now let us see how we will prove this definition. So for this we will consider that let we are considering if condition. These two are known, if and that is then. So we are considering if condition, that a comma b belongs to R and b comma c belongs to R. We have considered that they both are belonging to R. Now if they are belonging to R, then the relation, now if a comma b belongs to R, then a minus b is equal to 3k, we get this relation. And for b minus c, it is also, so b comma c, so you will get b minus c is equal to 3 times, let it be k dash. Now if you add these two equations, on adding these two, so b and b will cancel out. A minus c is equal to 3 times k plus, we are taking 3 common, So again you can see that A minus C is divisible by 3. See, if A minus B was divisible by 3, so A comma B belongs to R. Similarly, here we have shown that A minus C is divisible by 3, so we can say that A comma C belongs to R. Is it clear? You got A minus C is divisible by 3, so you can say that A comma C also belongs to R. So here we have proved the definition for transitive. We considered A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, and we have got A comma C is also belonging to R. So we can say that thus we have So we have got that R is transitive. So we have shown that R is reflexive. See here, we have shown R is reflexive. We have shown R is symmetric, and we have shown that R is transitive. Therefore, R is an equivalence relation. So just see how we have proved it to be an equivalence relation. Now in this question we have to prove the given relation to be equivalence relation. Now for proving a relation to be equivalence relation, we have to prove that it is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive. And whenever we have to prove that the relation exists, we have to prove it through definition. So what we have done over here, as the set A was having the integers from 0 to 17, so we have listed out the elements of the set A, and the relation given was mod A minus B is equal to multiple of 5. So we can write it like this: mod A minus B is equal to 5k, which can further be written as A minus B is equal to plus minus 5k. So we have listed out the elements of set A, and we have written the relation in the simplest form. And now we prove it to be reflexive first of all. So first we are going to write the definition for reflexive. For reflexive, A comma A must belong to R. This is the definition for reflexive relation. Okay. Let A comma A belong to R. We are considering that ordered pair A comma A is belonging to this relation. Now when it was for A comma B, then this was the result. Now it is for A comma A, so this relation can be written like this: whenever we substitute a comma a, we have to show that statement that we are getting, is it true? Now you can see here this statement is true because 0 can be divided by 5. Or you can say that we know that 0 is multiple of any number. 0 can be. So here as you can see that 0 can be divided by 5. So that means the statement is true. So this statement is true. So if this statement is true for a comma a, so we are sure that a comma a belongs to R. If the statement is true, we can say thus a comma a belongs to R. So what does this mean? R is reflexive. So we get R is reflexive. Now coming to the second one. Now we have to prove that the relation is symmetric. Now how to prove the relation is symmetric? So let's write the definition. So for symmetric, a comma b belongs to R, it implies b comma a belongs to R. This is the definition for symmetric. So here let a comma b belong to R. Now if a comma b belongs to R, then this will be the relation. So we can write a minus b is equal to plus minus 5k. Now here this can be written like this, minus, taking minus common, we can write it like this, transferring minus that side, this becomes minus plus 5k. So we are getting that b minus a is also multiple of 5. So if b minus a has been shown multiple of 5, we can say b comma a belongs to R. Now the definition says a comma b belongs to R, then it should be b comma a also belongs to R, that we have got. So we can say thus R is symmetric. So we have shown relation to be reflexive, to be symmetric. Now coming to the third one, for transitive. Now what's the definition for the relation to be transitive? Let's see what will be the definition for the relation to be transitive. And b comma c this is the definition for the relation to be transitive. Okay, now let's prove this definition here. So let a comma b and b comma c belong to R. So from here we will be getting, now as a comma b belongs to this relation, so we can write now b comma c is also belonging to the same relation. Now when a comma b was belonging to the relation, it was a minus b is equal to plus minus 5k. So when b comma c belongs to R, b minus c will also be equal to multiple of 5. Let it be 5k dash. So here k and k dash, they may be any integer. Now if you add these two, minus 5 plus 5 will cancel out. Sorry, minus b plus b will cancel out, and you will be left with a minus c is equal to, here you take 5 common. Now again you are getting the relation that a minus c is equal to multiple of 5, and we know that from this relation, whenever difference will be equal to multiple of 5, then that ordered pair will belong to that relation. So here we can say, thus a comma c belongs to R. See, when a comma b was belonging to the relation, it was a minus b is multiple of 5. When b comma c was belonging to the relation, it was b minus c is equal to multiple of 5. So on arranging it, we are getting a minus c is multiple of 5. So reverse, we can say that a comma c belongs to R. So that means relation is as So here we have shown that the relation R is reflexive, symmetric, as well as it is transitive. And if any relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, we say that the relation is equivalence. So we are getting R is equivalence relation. Now in the second part, in this question they have asked us to find all the elements related to 2. That means we have to find equivalence class of 2. Now equivalence class of 2, that can be written as symbolically, it is written like this. And what this symbol actually represents. Now see further what this symbol can be written. It can be written like this: set of all the elements x belonging to A, where x comma 2 will belong to the relation. The ordered pair x comma 2 will belong to relation. This is the meaning of it. Okay, here. Now let's see what is the relation for any ordered pair A comma B. So for any ordered pair A comma B, the relation is for A comma B, the ordered pair relation is A minus B is equal to plus minus 5k, right? So if we have the ordered pair x comma 2 belonging to R, it will be written like this: x minus 2 is equal to plus minus 5k. Okay. Now this plus minus 5k, this is representing multiple of 5. So we can write it this way. Now as you can see, x belongs to the numbers in the set A, and we have only the positive numbers in the set A. So we can say x minus 2 will be equal to plus 5k, or you can say simply the multiples of 5. So we get the relation x minus 2 is equal to multiple of 5. So multiple of 5 are 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. Now if we solve it one by one for x, so let us see what values for x we are going to get. First of all, x minus 2 is equal to 0. The next one, x minus 2 now equal to 10. Next we have x minus 2 is equal to 15. So x is equal to 17. Next is x minus 2 is equal to 20. So x is equal to 22. So here we can say that this value, as you can see, does not exist in A, and x belongs to A. Whereas this value, you can see 22 is not existing in A. So the values of x satisfying the above relations will be 2, 7, 12 and 17. And these values of x were to be taken from A. So equivalence class of 2 will be values of x satisfying the above relation. So 2, 7, 12 and 17. So see here what we have done is, we were asked to find the equivalence of 2. So we have written the formula for equivalence of 2. X comma 2 will belong to that relation where x belongs to A. Now the relation for A comma B was given this. So the same relation when written for x comma 2 will be, we are replacing A by x, B by 2. So this will be the relation. But as x holds values from set A and only the positive values, so we can say x minus 2 will be equal to positive multiples of 5. So these are the positive multiples of 5. So one by one we will solve it, and we will select those values of x which will be satisfying the above relation. So you can pause and note down this. Now in this question, set A is given with the elements 1 to 9, and there is a relation which is defined on A cross A by ordered pair A comma B related to ordered pair C comma D, if and if A plus D is equal to B plus C. Now in this one, this relation can be considered like this: x related to y, like this. This is your x and this is your y, you can say. Instead of taking one single element x and y, they have taken element as an ordered pair. Element has been taken as an ordered pair. In the previous questions that we have been doing, there we used to relate
element x with element y. Now here element x, you can say it is ordered pair a comma b, and the element y is ordered pair c comma d. The way of doing the question is the same as considering this as x and this as y. Now here, for that, what we will do, first of all we will consider, as we used to do, consider any three elements. Consider any three elements which will be belonging to A cross A. So let, now those three elements, let we have considered these three elements which are belonging to the Cartesian product A cross A. Remember, these three elements can be taken as x, y and z. Here the element is an ordered pair like this. So this is your x, this is your y and this is your z. You can take this as x, this as z. Now for reflection, we have to prove that the relation is equivalence. So first we will prove it to be reflexive, then symmetric and then transitive. So for reflexive, this is, now you know for reflexive it is like this. A related to x related to x. So here x is ordered pair a comma b. So you can say a comma b related to, just take it like this. For reflexive we know relation is x related to x. So we can take it as a comma b related to a comma b. So let x comma x belongs to relation. Now if x comma x belongs to the relation, then we can say this is the relation. We can say a plus d. So this is your a plus d. See, according to the relation, we have a plus d is equal to b plus c. So this is a plus d is equal to b plus c. So this will be said. Now is this relation true? So you can say yes, the relation is true, because a plus b is equal to b plus a. So it is true. And on taking a comma b belonging to R, if the relation comes out true, we can say now see this one. We have proved that R is reflexive. Now is this clear to you how we have proved it? For reflexive, x related to x. So this is your x and this is x. So x comma x belongs to R. So now what was the relation? Relation was this. This was the relation a plus d is equal to b plus c. And the relation comes out true, so we can say R is reflexive.
Okay, after proving it to be reflexive, now we will go for symmetric. Now for symmetric, we know that the relation is now we have to show this. For symmetric, we have to show that x related to y implies that y is related to x. This we have to show now. Okay, for that, let a comma b, that is x related to y, let this be true. So which implies that, so what will be the relation from there? A plus b is equal to b plus c. You will be getting, see this relation, a plus b is equal to b plus c. Now this can be written like this: d plus a is equal to c plus b. You can write it like this: d plus a is equal to c plus b. Further, you can write like this: c plus b is equal to d plus a. And now if you take it back, so you are getting c comma d is related to a comma b. C plus b is equal to d plus a will give you the same relation. So we considered this x related to y and we got y is related to x. So thus R is symmetric. So here we have shown that the relation is symmetric also. See, it was the same we did here. This was your x, this is y, and we have to prove y is related to x. Now relation between x and y from there is a plus d is equal to b plus c. This can be written as d plus a is equal to c plus b. So this can be written as c plus b is equal to d plus a. Now these two are the end ones. So c and this d is equal to b and a. From that relation you can see. So R is symmetric. Can note down this much. And now we have to prove that the relation is transitive. So let's see for transitive. Now the condition for transitive will be A, this is x related to y, and y related to z. It implies that this is the definition for transitive. You can see there we have written the definition for transitive. Now you will read it as x, this as y. So x related to y and then we have y related to z, which implies that x is related to. So here we have x related to y related to z, and we have to prove that x is related to z. Now let's see how we will prove it. So let this is your x related to y. So from here you will get a plus d is equal to b plus c. You will get this relation. If you are considering x is related to y, so you are getting this relation, and you are getting this relation from the second one. So if you add these two, so what you will get on the left side, a plus d plus c plus f is equal to, you will get this relation. So here d will cancel out, c will also cancel out, so you will be left with a plus f is equal to b plus e. So this gives you a comma b is is related to e comma f. From here we get this relation. So see, we considered x is related to y and y is related to z, and finally we are getting x is related to z. So thus R is transitive. So R is transitive. So we have shown the given relation to be reflexive, symmetric, as well as transitive. So we can say that R is equivalence relation. So here we can write hence we can say that R is an equivalence relation. So this we have done the first part, so you can note it down. Now in the second part we have to find equivalence class of 2, 5. So how we are going to write it? See, this is the symbol for writing the equivalence class, and the meaning of this will be now this will be the meaning of equivalence class of ordered pair 2, 5. This we have done when we started with the equivalence class. So this was the formula for it. Now let this and this, they are belonging to R. So we can write let related to Now, according to the given relation, A comma B is related to C comma D. There is the relation given to here. This is the relation given to you.
Now, if we apply it in that relation, A plus D is equal to B plus C.
So let's see what will be the result over here. So the result over here will be A plus D is equal to B plus 2, or we can get A is equal to A plus 3 is equal to B. We can get this relation, A plus 3 is equal to B, or B is equal to A plus 3. But we know that A and B they belong to A only, from here only. So let's substitute value for A and we will get value for B from this. So here, when A is substituted as 1, so B is equal to 4. Next value of A, you can put 2 over here. So A is equal to 2. So B will be equal to 2 plus 3, 5. Substitute the next value. A is equal to 3. So you will get B is equal to 6. Next value, you substitute 4 from there. So B is equal to 7. Substitute the next value as 5. So B is equal to 8. Substitute the next value as 6. So B is equal to 9. And if you substitute after this, A is equal to 7, then you will be getting B is equal to 10. And as you can see, this value 10 does not lie in A.
So we cannot do the calculation further than this.
So what will be the ordered pairs, which will be equivalence of 2, 5? One comma 4, 2, 5, so these are the ordered pairs, and these ordered pairs will be known as equivalence class of 2, 5. So this will be the equivalence class of ordered pair 2, 5. So this was, we were asked to find the equivalence class of ordered pair 2, 5. It can be written like this. Now let this A, B be related to 2, 5. So from here you can see this will be the relation. A plus D is equal to B plus C. And we are getting relation between A and B. And A and B both are belonging to the elements A and B, they are belonging to A. So from set A, you will substitute value for A and get value for B. And this will give you the equivalence
Class of ordered pair 2, 3. So can note down this. In this question, we have to prove that the relation is reflexive, symmetric but not transitive. Remember, whenever we have to prove a relation to be true, then we have to prove it by definition. And when we have to prove it not to be true, then we prove it by giving an example. So here the relation is to be proved reflexive and symmetric. So it will be done by proving the definition.
So let's see how we will solve it. Now for reflexive, we have let us prove it. So here for a comma b relation is a minus b. So for a comma a it will be we can write it like this. Now we have to prove whether this statement is true or false. You see, this becomes 0 less than 3, so we can say it is true. And as the statement is true, so we can say that so we have proved the definition to be true, and thus we can say that R is reflexive. This is the first part that we have done. We have shown that the relation is reflexive. Now we have to show whether it is symmetric. So for symmetric, we have this relation A related to, if A comma B belongs to R, it implies that B comma A belongs to R. This is the definition for symmetry. Now let's prove this definition. So for A comma B belongs to R, we have the relation. So now within the mod sign it can be written like this, minus of, so this will become so again the statement is true, so which can apply. Now see, for A minus B was less than or equal to 3, that means A comma B belongs to R. So we have shown B minus A is also less than or equal to 3. So we can say B comma A belongs to R. So we started with this and we have proved this. So we can say R is symmetric. So in the first part you were asked to prove it reflexive, that we have done. In the second part we were to show that it is symmetric, that also have been done, and these two parts have been done by proving the definition. Now coming to the third part where we have to show that it is not transitive. Now for not transitive you have to consider a certain example, and by taking a certain example you have to show that it is. Now let us write the definition for it first. This is the definition for the relation to be transitive. But now here we can't prove the definition, because we have to show that it is not transitive. So we will take an example. So let us give some values to A, B and C. Select A is equal to 1, B is equal to 3 and C is equal to 5. Now first of all, A comma B belongs to R. So for 1 comma 3 belongs to R. So what will be the relation? Mod 1 minus 3 less than or equal to 3. So 1 comma 3 belongs to the relation, has been shown true. Similarly, for 3 comma 5, so we have shown 3 comma 5 also belongs to R. Now let us consider for A comma C. So we will be getting mod 1 minus 5 . So here we have shown that A comma B belongs to R, B comma C is also belonging to R, but A comma C does not belong to R. So that means this relation is not transitive. Hence we can say the given relation is not transitive. So remember, whenever we have to prove a relation to be true, there you have to prove the by definition, and whenever you have to prove that it is not true, there you will be taking an example. So we have taken an example considering value for A as 1, B for 3 and C as 5. So for 1 comma 3, that is A comma B, it is true. For B comma C, again it is true, but for A comma C, it is not true. So that means A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, but A comma C is not belonging to R. Thus the relation is not transitive. So can note down this. Now these are the few questions I am giving you for your homework. So you try these questions, and in the next session we will be starting with functions. So till then, keep safe and be in touch with your studies.